Hello and welcome to All Talks with Cafemutual. I'm Ridhima Bhatnagar. Today we have here with us Sameer Narayan, Head Alternates Equity at ABSL Mutual Fund. Hello, sir.
Hi,
Pleasure to have you here.
pleasure's all mine.
So my question to you is that what are the popular categories in PMS?
Well, Ridhima, I think in PMS or for that matter, any equity product, everybody would like to look at a small and mid cap first because typically there, you know, action jada hota hai. You find counters go up, price movements are faster, a lot of stories and a lot of as per the SEBI definition, there is a lot of number of small and micro caps that people can, invest in because large cap khali 100 hai, mid cap khali 150 hai, baki entire space is open. So that's the reason why, from an interest perspective, everybody is always more interested in a small and micro cap investing rather than say a large cap or a mid cap. So that's from an investor perspective because obviously returns are faster, price movements are more sharp and perhaps frequent, and there's always something in terms of a story to say. So that's the reason why, from an investor interest and acceptance perspective, small and mid cap will always find more flavor. But having said that, I think in a growing market like India, you will always have a situation whereby you will have a possibility of making far better returns in a small and mid cap, provided it makes the progression from a small to mid to large. So businesses which scale, you can make multi-bagger returns. But the flip side is there are not many who actually make this grade. So the failure rates are high. So you need to do your diligence really well.
So equity PMS and CAT 3 are similar to mutual funds. Then why do you think the investors should look at them for diversity in their portfolio?
Well, firstly, CAT 3 and equity PMSs are not the same product because PMS is in individual taxation on individual name, whereas CAT 3 is you buy a unit and it is slightly more tax efficient. And minimum net, invest subscription requirements are also very different. So I don't think they are strictly comparable. But having said that, uh, AIFs are basically meant for more nuanced investors who are willing to, understand a theme and buy into a theme, which are, the closest comparable that I can make it is AIFs are more like closed ended mutual funds, if I can take an analogy or stretch an analogy that far. But PMSs are pretty much, all weather products. They have their own space. And in fact, as the, shall I say, as people mature and having seen the benefits of wealth creation through mutual fund investing on a sustained basis, I'm sure they would like to have something more bespoke. That's where PMS comes in.
Right. With so many strategies in PMS, how does a wealth manager decide what should they choose for their client?
Okay. I think, Ridhima, here the wealth manager first understands his client's requirement. Then he looks for a manager who has a risk profile which suits that. Because as a PMS provider, we are money managers. We have various products, and we manage a product as per a philosophy, and we commit to a certain process. So when a wealth manager decides, he sees that whether is it a high risk manager, is it a high beta, is it a high churn, because now with the latest budget changes on the long term and short term tax changes, I think churn will become important going forward. So that's what investors have to be careful, because in PMSs, since it is individual name, taxation is important. So that will become a very important determinant of what PMS should be picked for a particular client versus somebody else. For example, if someone is not very interested and is wanting to have more a buy and hold strategy, I'm sure an investor or an advisor will want to be, taking exposure to a more, low churn strategy than perhaps a high one. So I think those are the factors that will become relevant. And I'm sure most wealth managers have a very, shall I say, research process of profiling their clients, as well as most money managers, before they make their suitable recommendation.
Thank you, Sameer, for those insights.
Pleasure.
Our pleasure too. That is all from this session. Thank you.